Hey guys, welcome back to another Gimpys Gal Guesses. This is my first one back since having our fourth baby. She's just over 2 weeks old, so we've been home for like a week and a half and things are going good. We're all adjusting. Everyone's doing really well. We're just tired and, not very productive because we're just sleeping when we can and taking care of kids and babies and messes, and it's just the life of now a family of 6. So I'm back though to do a guesses. This one is, I don't know who it's by, but we'll just jump into it. I'm a little rusty because it's been a while, so bear with me. If this is your first time watching a Gimpys Gal Guesses, basically, I'm just guessing how you play this game. I'm not going to read the rule book. This isn't like a review. This is not meant to be like educational, just for fun, just for me to take a stab in the dark at how you play these very complex, very complicated games. So if you're looking for something that's informative or educational, this is not that video. My husband's video on this game would be that for you. This is just for fun. If you do enjoy these, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't. Those 3 things help my husband out tremendously, and he puts a lot of time and effort into these videos and into his channel, so help him out if you can by doing those things. So let's jump into this guesses. This is called Age of Dogfights World War I, and it says Predrag Lazovic and Dragan Lazovic. I'm assuming those are like the people who created it. And then it just says triangle system. So I don't know if that is, then it says FG at the top here. So I don't know who the publisher is or the creators are. I don't know. But let's flip it over and take a look at the back. So we have Age of Dogfights, World War II. We have German Empire, France, and the United Kingdom. So typically when I guess, I do like who, what, when, and where. So we already know the who. The who is German, French, and British, United Kingdom. And then these are just a whole bunch of different planes. Box content, we have 3 bifold board segments, 4 board extensions, 78 plastic pieces, aircraft pieces, 105 plastic altitude stands, 3 plastic tilt compensators, 3 initial position markers, there's a lot, 30 control panels, 130 sliders, 24 photo markers, 30 bomb markers, 24 ace/rookie markers, 36 plastic damage markers, 10 plastic cloud markers, 1 sun and 1 wind indicator, 12 plastic task zone markers. This is like a mouthful. 6d6 dice, a main rule book, rules summary sheet, and a solo rules booklet. So just from reading that, I can deduce that this game, sorry my dog is barking, that this game can be played solo. I'm gonna have to let him, hold on 1 second. Okay. So just from reading the contents of the box, I can deduce that this can be played solitaire. I'm guessing it could be multiplayer as well. We'll just take a peek at the rule book and see. But definitely can be a solo game because it says there's a solo rules book. And then at the bottom, it just says use the differing speed, agility, and firepower characteristics of real World War I aircraft to maneuver into position and shoot down your opponent's planes. So that is the back of the box. And the side just kind of says Age of Dogfights, World War I. Oh, here we go. Forsage or Forsage games. Games for Sage, I'm guessing. He'll correct me. I hate words like that you could really pronounce either way, Sage or Sage. Sage. I don't know which one, but that's the publisher, I'm assuming. Oh, and at the top it says, I guess that's 1 to 2 players, ages 14 and up, average of a 90-minute playtime. So let's open this on up. That's cool. The inside of the box looks like this. That's really neat. I've never seen one that has like a map inside of the box. So that's really cool. I like that. All right. So these must be what were these altitude stands? There's 105 of them. I'm assuming that because like there's some white ones, there's some black ones, and it looks like where you would pop your plane, like, I'll show you. into it and it holds it up so it looks like it's flying is just my guess. So you see how there's like a little place for something to go in. I'm guessing that's what these are. 6d6 dice, even though there's only 2 here. The other ones don't have anything on them. They're blank. I'm guessing there's something in here that you can put on them. We have this little like quarter, whatever you want to call it, quarter sheet of counters, it looks like. Then we have these clear things here, some of which have popped out already. Don't know what those could be. Plastic task zone markers, maybe? It says there's 12 of those. Let's see if there's 12 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's only 10, so that's not it. I don't know, but this is what those look like. So they're like clear. And there's different shapes, and they're like plastic. So I don't know what these are for, but there are, what did I say, there were 10 of them. So there's those. We'll stick those here on the bottom. Okay, so these are like storage, organizational pieces. It looks like just little boxes to store some specific pieces in. So that's pretty cool. Stick that right there because I'm guessing this came out of that. There. Some more organizational things. And this is really cool because it has the picture of what goes in it. So there's for the German, French, British, and then I don't know what those pieces are, but these are just little buildable storage boxes for you to kind of help organize the game. These, oh, and here's some more of those stands that look like this. Here. So you see like a little clip here in the middle you can clip something on. Don't know what yet, but we'll figure it out. But there's a bunch of those. There's white ones, black ones, and then a whole bunch of these clear ones. And I'm not going to count them to see if it's 100 and however many it said there was supposed to be of those. And then there's a bunch of little baggies, little pieces in here. And then we have a bunch of these like rectangle 3D looking things here, which look like there's a square. I think there's a bunch of different sizes. So there's like a square one, there's like a rectangle one, and I thought I saw like a T one, but maybe I didn't. Okay, so yeah, so there's these 2 sizes it looks like, and they're like black. They're just like little plastic. The bottom of them are hollow little pieces. So again, not sure what those are for, but it did sound like there was a whole lot of things in this box. So, okay. So here's the rules booklet. And here is the solitaire. It said there was a solitaire booklet, right? So there's some assembly instructions. Okay, here's the single player versus the AI. So it's only like 2 pages. So that looks promising. Not that I would ever play a solitaire game because I'm not a game player just in general, but definitely not a solitaire game player. But if you're new to solitaire, this looks like it would be relatively easy to learn just because there's not a whole big thick book to it. It's just this little pamphlet here. So there's still a lot to it. I'm not saying that it's like an easy game. I'm just saying that it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of reading material for you to read to be able to play it as a single player. So that's promising. So there's a single player component or a little like booklet to read before you play solitaire. Then this says assembly instructions. So that's pretty cool. It shows you how to assemble this, all the different little pieces, aircraft tokens. So those must be what go on the bottom of some of these that I showed you. So maybe it's not a clip, maybe it's a stand. So yeah, those are the assembly instructions for the altitude stands, for the aircraft tokens, for the dice, the damage markers, and the cloud markers. So those clear things that we saw earlier, these are cloud markers. So that's what these, I'm guessing, are cloud markers. So there's the assembly instructions for everything. Then we have, these are like stickers. So probably for the aircraft tokens and for the dice right here. So these are stickers that will go on those. And then some just tokens. These are not stickers, these are actual tokens. So we have some these look like blimps or rockets or something. A, B, C, and all these down here. Some planes, and that is it on this little counter sheet, little quarter counter sheet we have there. Okay, and then we have like a player aid looking thing here. This just says aircraft type, speed, full throttle, agility, service ceiling, firepower, photo, bombs, year. And then on this side over here, it says country, German Empire, France, and United Kingdom. So they're like broken down to the 3 different countries. And then each of those countries has their aircraft type and all the stats kind of listed out here. So there is like a player aid sheet with a bunch of stats and important information on it. Okay, this looks like another player aid. It's just one sheet. I did just see something cool. So on the back of this, it does have a rule book summary. So just a little summary of what the rules, like the gist of it all. You have aircraft movement, changing directions, flight altitude, aerobatics. And then on the other side, we have armament or firing. And then you have a firing outcome chart, fixed machine guns, flexible nose machine guns, dorsal machine guns, ventral machine guns, defensive firing, and game modes. So another like player aid looking type sheet that has some important information and stats and different things you can do in the game. It says for like the maneuvering one, where was that? Is it on this side? Okay, yeah. So we had aerobatics right here, which is optional. So anyways, that is another player aid looking thingy. And yes, that's the technical term for it. Then the rule book. Let's just look at this really quick. It is 15 pages, so not too long. It is color. And it just says board game, Age of Dogfights, World War I, rules and instructions. Minimum complexity, maximum diversity. Cool. And then you just have, again, the box contents. Kind of tells you what all these things are that we don't really know what is what. This will tell you what is what. We have, again, the same thing that we saw on this like player aid thing. We have like aircraft movement, all the different information. This is just a lot more detailed in the rule booklet than on those player aid looking sheets. And yeah. So that is the rule book. Again, not a ton of reading material, so to me, that's promising. Reading is like the main reason why I don't ever want to learn a new game, because I don't want to have to just read and read and read. So if there's not a lot of reading material, that's promising to me, but that does not always mean the game is easy. Although it did say, what did it say? Minimum complexity. So I'm guessing that means it's a fun game, but it's not too hard to learn, which is good. And then I want to see how many boards did it say? 3 bifold board segments. So that must be what this is here. If I can get this open. I hate these little plastic things. I can never get them off. I should have had something to drink before I did this. I haven't done one of these in so long that I feel like my voice is already sounding like parched because I haven't made a video in so long. It was weeks before I had the baby. And we were just so crazy preparing for the baby that I didn't film anything. And now it's been 2 weeks since the baby. So it's been over a month, I would say, since I filmed anything. And it's amazing how like quickly you get out of the habit of something. And this feels so strange and foreign. And it's only been a month since I filmed something, but it feels bizarre to be so like foreign to me. All right, so here's one of the boards. So we have like this green on this side and then looks like ocean on the other side. So they're all the same, it looks like. Green, blue, this one has some clouds on it. Three, green and blue. So there are 3 bifold boards. And I guess you can put them all together. Not sure if they go together, if they're separately, but they look exactly the same to me, so I don't think it matters. But I'm guessing it's so you can play bigger games or smaller games or longer games or solitaire versus multiplayer. Let me get these back in the box now. All right, then we're down to these 2 little packets of goodies here. This one has a whole bunch of stuff in it, so let's just open this one really quick. Wow. Okay, so these I did see on one of those little storage boxes. So they're like bent, they're plastic. If you can hear the material they are. But it looks like they're kind of folded so they'll stand up when you fold them on the dotted lines here. I don't know what these are, but there are several different colors. We have a couple orange, a couple blue, and then a red and a green. So there are these doodaddies there. We have a couple of these little arrow, they look like Post-it notes, like how Post-it notes make like arrow versions. That's what this looks like. I'm not sure what that is for, but it's obviously part of something. And then we have a bunch of these L1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 stickers, I believe these are. So we have those. Some more stickers here, which I'm assuming go on either those little plasticky pieces or on the dice. So that is some more stickers. Then we have some more foldable pieces here. I don't know if you can see, like, I think these are part of the altitude thing, I believe. So that's what the picture looked like anyway. I can't get them out without breaking them, but if you can see, they have like the outline. It looks kind of like a boat outline, but there's a couple of different big sheets of those. And then we have just this bundle of little clear rectangles. We have a few, black and then some green. Don't know what those are, but those are very shiny and fun. And they're all very well organized, so that makes me very happy. All right. Then we have some more foldable pieces, it looks like. I really like these game pieces because they're not just paper. So these must be the planes, and then you can put the stickers on them, I'm guessing. But they're like plastic. And there's black and white pieces of those in this baggie here. So many pieces. And then we have not a sticker. This is just like a sheet, like a player aid sheet. Rolled numbers. So if you roll the number and then A is this, B is this, long burst, whatever that means. But that's in there as well. Then we have, see, there's so many of these plastic pieces, I can't tell what's what, but there's a whole big bag of these of varying different sizes. Again, they're plastic. So that is in this baggie here. As I said on the contents, there's a ton of components to this game, so it's not surprising. And then we have, again, this is a little more, like, not as thick as those other pieces, but they're still, like, plasticky. So we have red, blue, yellow, and green. They're all circles. You can see, like, they're pressed out circles there. And then we have these little pieces here. They're just like little yellow game pieces. There's 3 of them. Then there's this, it looks like a piece of tape on a piece of wax paper. Don't know what this is, but it came with it, so don't know. And then again, I think the rule book showed this is the altitude markers. There's a whole bunch of them, but here's a really long one. And then we have a couple sheets of some different size ones. Again, these are bent, so I don't know if they're supposed to be that way, if they just kind of got bent in shipping, or if they're supposed to be in the shape so that when you poke them out, they stay in a certain way. I'm not sure about it, but that's also in that big giant bag. And then a bunch of little baggies to store everything in. So I do have to say right off the bat, I'm digging how many different storage baggies and boxes this game gives you, because there are a lot of little pieces that come with it. So it's nice that they provide you with all the different things you need to store them all very neatly and have everything have its own special place. And that makes me very happy. So I'm going to try to put all these back in here as neatly as I can. Those little pieces in there. Have this card. Then these stickers. Okay. And we got it all back in. So I'm going to stick that in the box. So those are all the little teeny tiny components. And then we're left down to this, which there's 2 of these. I don't know if these are like measurement, or no, there's several of these, 4 of these. I don't know if these are measurements, if it's storage, I don't know what that is, but there's nothing on the back of them. But there's 4 of those. And then we have these. And these are all like, they feel like the game board. They're very thick. So we have German Empire. This looks like all the different planes, I guess, that are in the game. So we have this one, another German one, another German one, another German one. Different numbers and different stats. It looks like each plane has its own little card. Then we have French. So we have this one. So we can tell the difference. French, that one, and that one. So yeah, these look like they're all different with different numbers and stats and planes on them. So they must just be all the different aircrafts. And then last would be the United Kingdom. Just flip through those, and there's 4 of each of them. So there's that. And then this looks like more planes. So we have German, 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 German. Okay, so there's the German ones. Then we have French. Yeah, so you see it's just all the different planes, and it just says like there's numbers over here, like a big number, and then there's these little numbers. I guess that's how many missiles they carry maybe. The other symbols, I don't know what those mean, but there's just different stats like speed, agility, service ceiling, and firepower, and then the name of the plane, and obviously what country it's from. So those are all of the French ones. And then we have the United Kingdom ones, and then that will wrap up all of the components of the game. So very well organized. Everything has its own place. All the planes have their own little cards, so you can keep all your planes information together, which is nice. But yeah, this one is confusing just because there's so many pieces to it. And nothing in flipping through the rulebook, nothing stood out to me on like, it's this kind of game. Obviously, it's a war game from World War II. Obviously, it's a flying game. Aside from that, I would never, ever be able to tell you how to play. I wouldn't even be able to tell you how to put the pieces together just to be functional to play. So this one's got me stumped. This one's not like anything I've seen before. There are so many pieces to this game. Again, the reading material for this one is not very long at all. And it said minimum complexity. So that means to me that it's a really good game. There's a lot of fun things you can do with this game, but it's not impossible to learn. So I'm hoping that means if you're just starting off in this genre, or if you're just starting off with solitaire games, maybe this is a good one. Gimpy will confirm when he goes through it. But yeah, that was my guess, if you could call it that, of Age of Dogfights World War I. Again, it was by, what did we say it was by? I'm not going to remember FG, but I don't remember Forsage or Forsage Games, Forsage or Forsage, whatever.com. It's right here on the side of the box if you want to go check them out. And then it does say on the bottom, a fast-paced, realistic simulation of World War II or World War I aerial combat. So that's what the game is about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I was probably a little rusty for my first time back. Bear with me. I'm going to be filming another one soon. But yeah, I just wanted to film one. It's been a while. Wanted to get something up for you guys to enjoy. So I hope that you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Now I got to go help you put the kids to bed. Because I can hear them driving you cuckoo. Mwah. Love you.